Hi everyone, it's MJ, and this is part two of looking at the Surging Spark deck. This is not a deck, sorry, it's an expansion that is coming to the Pokemon TCG, and it's coming from this website called PokeBeach, which I highly recommend checking out if you enjoy the TCG. So in part one, we looked at this super cute card that is Marvel, but also how Asmoril can be quite a monster with 230, and glistening bubbles means you only have to use this attack for one energy if you are going if you've got Terra Pokemon in play. So what we do in these videos is we look a little bit at the art and we discuss a little bit of the cards to see how we're going through. Now in part one, I think we finished up with the Psychic, so we're moving on to the fighting Pokemon. Really cool to see another Mankey card. Mankey's been getting a lot of love lately, and that's because Mankey now has an evolution that goes all the way up to this thing called Annihilate. Annihilate. Pokemon are really difficult to pronounce. Oh, check out this attack. Destined Fight. Both active Pokemon are knocked out. I mean, this is such a all of Annihilape's cards are there's so much potential, but being a stage 2, it's just you got to use a red candy, you got to get it all set up, you need 2 energy, and then it gets knocked out. But I mean, interesting. You know what? When there's those cards where you can use another Pokemon's attack, maybe Destined Fight could come into play. Not too crazy about the art. Same with Primate. It's, nothing too special on the art front. Same with this Tauros. I mean, the one that we saw in the previous video was absolutely amazing. This one's a bit boring. Blocking Stomp. It can't attack. Okay, cool. I mean, that's cute. Oh, look at Fanpy. I should know how to pronounce this one. I mean, this is only number 231. I like how they don't call it an elephant Pokemon. No, it's a long nose Pokemon. And with this long nose, it's going to do Headbutt. I like that art. That is a cool art style. It's interesting. I mean, that's boring. That's interesting. But let's see its evolution. Yeah, I like that art. Not amazing, but it's, it'll go. It has Knock Flat. This attack isn't affected by, okay. No, I mean, who would not the best attack. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon attack. Not too crazy for that. Trapnich. I know there is a community of people who love this Pokemon, even though it's probably the ugliest. It's an ant pit Pokemon. Ugh. Call for Family, Bite. It goes into Vibra, which is a vibration Pokemon. Screech, also nothing too fancy there. But Flygon is a Terra Pokemon. And not too crazy about the art, but let's see the attack. You may switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. 130 hit and run. Stage 2, maybe. This attack does 100 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon EX and Pokemon V. I don't think any deck is ever gonna play Flygon. It might as well be gone. That sounded smarter in my head. Gastrodon, as long as Pokemon on your bench stage 2 Pokemon have no abilities. Okay. That's art. That is art. The mole Pokemon. I mean, maybe art for like a child's museum, but still, it's very artistic. I like that. Who's the artist? Yeah, Unushi. Very cool. Discard the top of your opponent's deck. Mudslap. I like that. Extra Drill. If you have any bench, this attack does 80 more damage. Nah. Again, I don't think we're going to see that card get played. Landros, boring. Passimian. There's a lot of monkey Pokemon. Although they call this one a teamwork Pokemon. There's a lot of monkey Pokemon. This attack does 20 damage for each of your basic Pokemon in play. What, you can get a deck up of 8 of them. It's just maybe, but too much effort. I don't think so. It looks very much like the Passimian from Sword and Shield. So does this Klobos. Also looks very, very similar, although I do kind of like that art style. Slight Intrusion, does 10 damage to itself. If this Pokemon has any damage counters on it, this can be used for... That's cool. I mean, I like the damage counter. It's something that we could potentially see coming into play, but otherwise... Well, it's an octopus. It's a Jujutsu Pokemon. No, it's an octopus Pokemon. Anyway, Glimet, an ore Pokemon. An ore Pokemon? Okay, this attack isn't done by resistance. Glimmora. What does this one do? Your opponent's Pokemon is now poisoned. Energy cards can't be attached from your opponent's hand to that Pokemon. Maybe something. If there's other cards that support that. Unrelenting Onslaught. If one of your other ancient Pokemon used an attack during your last turn, this does 150 more damage. Okay. That's a cool art. That art looks very nice. Who's this artist? Yashiro Nanako. Stomp Off. Well, yeah, we need to see the evolutions. Another Stomp Off. Darkness. I don't like that art. It looks a bit boring. But people have been talking up this guy, Hydreigon. Guys, please, tell me how to actually pronounce names in the comment section below. Discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, but for 200 damage. Okay, that's not bad. And then 130. This attack also does 130 to 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon. I mean, it requires a lot of energy though, but that could be something. Shroodle, it's a toxic mouse Pokemon. Spray Fluid. I mean, the Graphia, a toxic monkey Pokemon, normally has very cool art. I mean, it's like a graffiti Pokemon. So the art is quite cool. Energized Graffiti. This attack does 40 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. You can't really control that too much. And a Alolan Diglett. We haven't seen this for a while. An Alolan Diglett. It's quite a cool attack as well. 0 energy. Okay. I'm excited. What's Alolan Dugtrio? Like, is this... If you don't have exactly 3 cards in your hand, this attack does nothing. Trio Chiho. Love that art. Look how cool that is. That's amazing. This is a fun card. This is a meme deck galore, but this is card of the day so far. That's really fun. Skarmory, Steel Wing, boring. Registeel, boring. Bronzor, boring. Bronzong, boring. Klefki, again, looks very similar to that other Klefki. Not the last Klefki that was psychic, but there was a Klefki that also looked quite similar to this with a colorful background. Discard a card from your hand. If you do, draw 2 cards. Boring. Boring. But that's got an evolution now. Ooh, it's quite a big, chunky one. Assembly Alloy. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may take up to 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to... Ooh, okay, that could be cool. We could see the metal deck come back. Goldeon, that's a cool looking card. If this Pokemon evolves from Grimmel during this turn, this attack does 90 more damage. Iron Crown. Deleting Slash. If your opponent has 3 or more bench Pokemon, this does 80 more damage. Yeah. Okay. I mean, the thing with Iron Crown is you can always stack it with those other Iron Crown EXs that could make the attack a little bit more juicy. But this is a very interesting card. So Tropical Freeze. You may attach any number of basic energy card from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. But flip a coin. If heads, knock out your opponent's active basic Pokemon. If tails, knock out one of your opponent's benched basic Pokemon. So the first time I read this, I didn't realize it was basic Pokemon. I thought it was just active Pokemon or knock out your opponent's bench Pokemon, because then it is wild. But like this, the fact that it needs to be basic Pokemon means we might see this in a, Regidrago deck, but I don't see it getting played outside of a Regidrago deck because it's limited to the basic Pokemon. Altaria, search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, attach them to your Pokemon in where you like. Cotton Wing, your opponent's preventing damage. What on earth is that? Dialga. Search your deck for 2 cards, shuffle your deck, then put those cards on top of it in any order. Okay. Busted Tail. Boring. Palkia. This attack does 40 damage for each basic energy attached to this Pokemon. I mean, it's cool, except for the fact that there's that leaf energy in there. I mean, maybe you play, what is that special energy that can be anything? And, but it's 40 for each basic energy. Okay, no, it's not going to work. Tortornator. Discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon EX. I mean, the art looks cool. I like those lines. Applum. I mean, it's an apple. Apple core, sorry. Heal 30 damage, flip a coin. But it's more the evolution that we're interested. In this case, Flapple. An apple wing Pokemon. An apple wing Pokemon. This attack does 20 damage for each damage count on your opponent's active Pokemon. When this Pokemon came through, it's like, let's take an apple and turn it into a Pokemon. I mean, it's not the first time they've turned like a food into Pokemon. I mean, this one's an apple pie or an apple nectar. Melting Sweetness. The defending Pokemon can't tap while tackle 20 damage to itself. I mean, that art is fun. It's fun. I mean, I wouldn't hang it in the Louvre, but it is fun. It kind of looks a little bit like Yoshi. I should actually look for a plushie of this Pokemon. Very cute. This is what you don't want to have as a plushie. This is something that gives you nightmares. It's a gigantic Pokemon. Because they couldn't call it a Demon Skull Pokemon or the Skeleton from Hell Pokemon, because then people would really be like, yeah, Pokemon is evil. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, Dynablast is so weak. Discard a stadium in play. If you can't, this attack does nothing. 230, yeah, but Turnus kind of feel, yeah, nothing too great. Ooh, and we're getting another Dragon Terra Pokemon. Look at the top 10 cards of your deck. You may put any number of Pokemon you find there into your bench. Shuffle. Oh, it's just, yeah, I don't see this Pokemon getting played. I mean, will it even be included in Dragapult? So not Dragapult, Regidrago. No. Eevee. Everybody loves Eevee. As long as Pokemon in the active spot, it can evolve during your first turn. Ooh. Okay, that could make suddenly all the Eevees are now playable. Okay, that is very cool. Wow, that's good art. I like that. That's a very cool Snorlax. I mean, the card's pretty boring, but the artwork is, yeah, that's impressive. Slakoth. Take it easy. Heal 60 damage. Your Vigoroth. Your Slaking EX. If your Pokemon has no Pokemon EX or Pokemon V in play, this Pokemon can't attack. Great Swing. I mean, Great Swing is great and all, but 340, it's that HP. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's. Do we see this Pokemon being played? Could be a meme deck, but I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think it's going to redefine the meta or anything. Swablu, Zangoose, flip 3 coins. If one of them is head, this does 20 more damage. If 2 of them are heads, this does 50 more damage. If all of them are heads, this does 80 more damage. Well, that's just a lot of coin tossing. Now that's a cool looking card. Wow. That looks like someone's on DMT. And yeah, that is crazy. I really do like this artist. Shinji Kanda, he's got some great cards out there. So very, very cool. Expert Hitter. If any damage is done to this Pokemon by attacks, flip a coin if heads prevent that attack. I like that. I like that because this suddenly makes it the Alakazam that can attack from the bench very, very powerful because at 70 HP, you're finding this with a Buddy Puffin. I mean, Lick Whip, this does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Don't have to mind about that because Expert Hitter and Alakazam, yeah, I think, look, it's not going to be a great deck, but it definitely makes that one a little bit more playable. Bouffalant, during opponent's next turn, if this Pokemon is damaged by an attack, put 6 damage. Boring. Ruffet, boring. Drag off to this new spot, boring. Does it have a 30 evolution? No. Helioptile, generator Pokemon. Yeah, we need more generators here in South Africa to deal with the load shedding. I like the art, the card itself, but boring. Why are you not an electric Pokemon? You're literally a generator Pokemon. You do a little tiny bolt. You've got electricity coming out of you. How are you not an electric? Heliolisk. Search your deck for up to 4 energy cards. Reveal them. Put them in your hand. Shuffle your deck. Electros. I don't know why that's not electric. But ooh, that looks cool. Yo, I like how it's not an orangutan Pokemon. It's a sage Pokemon. Yeah, that looks cool. Now you're in my power. Until the end of your next turn, the defending Pokemon's weakness. Oh. Okay, that could be... No, I don't think it's going to see any play. Oh, that's so cute. Nunu. Oh, it's a couple Pokemon. They're so cute. Tandemaus. Oh, and the Marshmallow one. Marshhound. That is a fun Pokemon card. Search your deck for up to 2 in any combination of Masher and Masher EX and put them onto your bench. Okay. You're putting them onto your bench. You don't have to evolve them first. Okay. Interesting. Interesting little thing there. Flipping 4 coins. 1 attack. That's fascinating. Then Sizzlizard, draw 5 cards. I mean, it's a lot of energy to just try 5 cards. Breakthrough, yeah, nothing too cool. Flamingo, that's a fun card. Precise Break. If this Pokemon and your opponent's active Pokemon have the same amount of energy. Okay, boring. That's a cool card. Search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards of different types and attach them to your Terra Pokemon in any way you like. That could be a bit of a game changer as well. Yeah, that actually makes all the Terra Pokemon very, very playable. Terra Purgos, very cool. And I mean, it literally is a Terra Pokemon. We are going to look maybe at the supporters and the A-specs and all of those, because I think there's a lot to discuss in those cards in another video. So yeah, this has been part 2. There probably will be a part 3 as well of Surging Sparks. Thanks so much for watching.